Pros versus publishers. What is the difference? Let's dig into it. What's up, people? Welcome to the channel where we talk about music licensing, music business, and music production. If you love any of the previously mentioned, definitely be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on my latest content. One thing that I really want to touch on today is pros and publishers. When I say pros, I mean BMI, Ascap, Sesac, performing rights organizations. I see a lot of discussion in my posts, especially on Instagram, about pros and publishers, and I see a lot of confusion in people thinking that pros are publishers and it's like the same thing, and it's not true. And I don't want y'all confused. I want y'all to have the good information so that you guys can make educated decisions and be on top of your business and start getting this money in music. Let's talk about the difference between a pro and a publisher. A performing rights organization, BMI, Sesac, Ascap, and others, around the world, their job is to collect performance royalties. So when you get a TV placement, when you have a live performance of your record that you're a songwriter or a producer or composer on, they collect those royalties on your behalf and then pay them out to the various writers involved in that record. That is their main job, is to collect your royalties and pay them to you for the performances, the performance royalties. A publisher is a company or an individual who's actively pitching your music for you. Publishers are responsible for communicating and actively pitching your catalog or your music or records or tracks or beats to music editors, music supervisors, just different people involved in placing the music in TV shows and films and things like that. Now, in order to get paid performance royalties for your track being used in TV or film or Netflix or whatever, a live performance, what have you, you have to have your song registered with BMI, Sesac, or ASCAP if you're in the US. If you're in another country, then it'll be, the corresponding pro. But that track has to be registered with them in order for them to collect your royalties. And then cue sheets have to be turned in from the show, the production company, and things like that. I think what confuses a lot of people as far as, this whole pros publishing your music for you is that, sometimes you can build relationships with some of the staff at a performance rights organization, and they may have relationships with people who can place your music, and then sometimes they just kind of make that connection. And I've had that happen to me personally with my own pro, but that's not like their job. Like, you can't go in and just be like, get me some placements, BMI, or get me some placements, ASCAP, because they're gonna look at you like, what's wrong with you, bro? But, in establishing relationships with them, if they see you, they know you, sometimes things just kind of work out where, they just kind of connect the dots. But that's not their job. That's not what they're there for. And they also hold events that, could help you gain placements and gain relationships, a lot of different workshops, networking events like that. So while those resources are there and they're, sponsored by these performing rights organizations, that still does not make them a publisher. They are still a performance rights organization, and they're responsible for collecting your performance royalties and paying them out to you, so you don't have to continue being a broke musician. Some people think, say you sit down, you produce a record, a song, whatever, and you register it with BMI, Sesac, and ASCAP. They think just because it's registered with the pro that their music is ready to be pitched and it's just going to automatically, be placed in TV just because it's registered. And that's not true, because like I said before, these companies, these performing rights organizations are not responsible. It's not their main job it's not their job to pitch your music for you. So while your track will be registered and signed up underneath your whatever performance rights organization you're working with, it doesn't mean that it's going to get placed. It won't happen. You have to either partner up with a publisher, or you need to get out there and start reaching out to some of these companies or music supervisors to start getting your music placed, and then you'll start to generate income from those tracks. In a lot of cases, music libraries and publishers, a lot of cases, they'll even register the track on your behalf once you sign with them. So like most cases, for me personally, I don't have to register a lot of tracks on my own with Sesac. I'm with Sesac just because, you know, the publishers do that on my behalf. So if you're registered with BMI, Sesac, Ascap, that's great. You need that. That's a great step. But it doesn't stop there. You have to take it a step further and partner up or start pitching your music personally to these companies, these TV shows, these films, these indie films, reaching out to these producers, making these connections so that you can get your music placed and start generating revenue with your music. Now, if you want to learn more about music licensing, I have a free webinar where I talk about how to get started. It's super easy, man. People think it's complicated, and it's not. Like, I've been doing it, been going pretty hard at it for the past couple years, and it's not hard, but you got to put in that work early. So my webinar talks about all of that. It's free. Check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. It's on my website as well, clintproductions.com/webinar, and join that, get the information, use it, and, you know, just start creating another stream of income with your music. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.